The book of Genesis, chapter 27, verses 38 through 40. And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. Verse 40, and by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck, giving all infinite honor and glory and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harakah Quadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Peace and blessings and much salutation to the Lord's hopeful elect who continue to push this gospel wherever ye have been scattered in these last days. Shalom, Akim. Shalom. Esau's sonic weapon. Esau's sonic weapon. If you don't know what I'm referring to, just look what he just did over there in Venezuela, okay? And I'm gonna give you some insight on this article that I have that pertains to what exactly this weapon is. All right. So I've matter of fact, as I was prompting to do this lesson through the Spirit, just flipping through, watching videos, watching the apostles go live on this past Saturday or whatever. The next thing to come up was the show Redacted. All right, the show Redacted with the guy Clayton and his wife. All right, and the name of that video on the show Redacted, all right, you can see it right here. The show Redacted is called Breaking. All hell is breaking loose in Iran. Direct energy weapons used in Venezuela. And that direct energy weapon, it's funny that it says direct energy weapon because I just read that in Genesis 27 chapter about that dew of heaven. And that direct energy weapon is a literal weapon that drops down from the heavens, left-handed power, and could destroy any and everything round about. All right? So in this article that I have, this is from the NewYorkPost.com. It says U.S. used powerful mystery weapon, or U.S. used powerful sonic weapon in Venezuela during raid to capture Maduro. All right. So for starters, let's get the definition of what that actual weapon is. All right. What to know about sonic weapons, how it works. It creates sound waves that are emitted from an electronic transducer. Sound type, normal infrasound or ultrasonic waves. Damage, bleeding from nose and ears, pain, dizziness, vomiting, fear, and mental confusion. Where to use? Doing crowd controls, police, and military operations. Sound speed from 150 to 160 decibels. Tell me this man has not been blessed with a sword. And on that show Redacted, all right, let me get a quick precept. On that show Redacted, they had ex-militaries going into, because this thing this been years ago. All right, it's been years ago that they had this already in store. But as the Bible says, a vision is yet for an appointed time. All right, this is Isaiah 54. Isaiah 54:16, it says, Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy. That's the atomic bomb. the hydrogen bomb that Robert J. Oppenheimer created. Okay, I'm saying all that to land somewhere. That was what Robert Oppenheimer created, that bomb, okay? Through Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Okay? Matter of fact, Revelations chapter 13 and verse 13. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. And all men marveled at this kind of, weapon that this man, Robert Oppenheimer, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Abishah, was able to create, man, and did. Okay? Even John wrote about it right here in Revelations. He made fire come down from heaven. Even Oppenheimer said, I am become death, the father of the atomic bomb, the destroyer of worlds, in the sight of all men. And they bombed it. That fire was so crucial. It burned men for days. And then the United States doubled back the next morning and did it again. So what the point is, though, with this weapon, this sonic weapon, it's just a lower level of Esaus' weaponry, man, his artillery, his repertoire. All right? Man, this man has an arsenal of weapons, man. I'm gonna get into it more. All right? I'm gonna get into it more. Matter of fact, let me read the article. All right? From Washington. Take that off of there. From Washington, it says, the U.S. used a powerful mystery weapon that brought Venezuelan soldiers to their knees, bleeding through their nose and vomiting blood during the daring raid to capture dictator Nicolas Maduro. According to a witness, the account posted Saturday on X, which is formerly known as Twitter, by the White House press secretary. In a jaw-dropping interview, the guard described how American forces wiped out hundreds of fighters without losing a single soldier, using technology unlike anything he has ever seen or heard. Did you hear that, man? Cause vomiting. The sound waves can cause, the eardrums to bust. What else did it say? All right. Bleeding through the nose. Dropping down to your knees. See, these are weapons, these are tactics that the enemy can use, just as Russia has those missiles, those hypersonic missiles that can do spin moves and backflips in midair. It can cause hallucination and blindness. That's all the enemy needs is that to happen for a split second, and then you're dead. This is Daniel. Daniel chapter 12 and verse 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. And I was in the library today. I said, well, let me just go ahead and put this article out. You can go look at it on your own, man. All right. You can actually Google it and you see an actual depiction of what this weapon is. It's something like let me show you. Let me show you what it is, man. All right. That's what it is right there. All right. You see that right there? What you got right there? With Esaus standing right there behind it. Okay? That sonic weapon, man. All right? Knowledge being increased. This is another form of this is war. All right? And in war, anything goes. The knowledge being increased. It went from, like I went over earlier with this Oppenheimer, splitting those atoms and making this damn bomb. All right? That can be shot off in one place. Then those little intermediate wars, like it says in Isaiah 9:5. All right, for every battle of the warriors with confused noise, you had cannons, you had your little pop pistols. With the knowledge being increased, according to Daniel 12:4, now weapons can be shot off from one end of the earth to the other via nuclear enrichment from plutonium and uranium. With those scientists that hold those clipboards, the hard hats on, the safety glasses, the clipboards in the hand, with a fucking white robe on, man, fueling these missiles. Whether they be on cruise ships or being put on the silos, man. And the United States been had this type of weapon, this sonic weapon, for decades, man. So you got uproars of the people out here, like you're doing over there in Iran. The United States military is threatening to go over there. All right, we'll see what happens. They can roll in and use this sonic weapon on the people, on the military. They're gonna have a fight on their hands because the Iranian regime is definitely not Venezuela, Iraq, Libya, none of those other weak nations. They're gonna have a fight on their hands, and the United States is gonna use this type of technology against the enemy and cause nose to be bleeding, man. The sound waves can travel to make the eardrums be depleted. Hearing loss. I work in the chemical refinery plants, man. And when you get over a certain degree, which is called 85 decibels, it requires double hearing protection. This damn weapon has over, what did it say? I think it said 150 to 160. Yeah. Sound speed 150 to 160 decibels, faster than a jet engine. Hearing loss, man. Massive hearing loss for a long period of time. Permanent damage to the hearing Daniel 12:1. All right. Do I have a little bit more on it? It says, we were on guard, but suddenly all our radar systems shut down without any explanation. All satellite communications was disabled. It showed us this man has some shit, this so-called white man. The so-called white man got some shit, man. All right? He got guns that can do U-turns, that can go around corners. They showed you that on the movie Eraser with Arnold Schwarzenegger and the woman, the Eve woman, Vanessa Williams, who used to be married to the former Laker basketball player Rick Fox. Watch the movie Eraser. Night vision. This was way back then. This man got futuristic shit way back then in the 80s before I was even born. And I was born in 1983. This Revelation chapter 6 and verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red. That is who? Esau, Edom. That's how it depicts him. That's how we can identify him today. The wicked being revealed. The book of Genesis, what I read earlier, in the 25th chapter, goes into him what? Being red. Hairy all over. Even in the deep down south, as I am right here, these crackers call themselves rednecks. Their blood pumps through their skin and it comes out. What it says in Genesis, saying the same thing right here in Revelations. All right? Complement each other. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon. Power. Who gave him that power? Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah gave him that power. When I read Isaiah 54:16, the Lord said he created a weapon for his indignation. He gave it to Esau, Edom, but the credit goes to who? Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. The Lord created the weapon for to destroy elements. And people are elements too. According to 2 Peter, the 3rd chapter. A very hot day is coming. And in that hot day, weapons like this, and it's just one of them. Weapons like this sonic weapon will be used. The guy said we were on our guard, watching for it, all right, for the invasion, okay? And it didn't take that long. According to the reports that's coming out now, it didn't take but a matter of minutes for this to happen, all right, for the capture of Nicolas Maduro. He said we were on guard, but suddenly all our radar systems shut down. Watch that movie, and it's going to keep coming back up, the movie called Crimson Tide with Gene Hackman and Denzel Washington. One of my favorite fucking movies, all right, Crimson Tide. It goes into the war with Russia and the United States on nuclear-powered submarines, all right? The communication, the EAM communication got disabled, all right? They had to release the cables to try to float the radio buoy, and the radio buoy ended up getting stuck in the bottom of the sea, and they ended up putting a pause on the ship to where the ship couldn't even move. And Russia caused all communication to be disabled because the radio buoy couldn't move to try to get a signal to transmit, so they can read the EAM to know if the enemy is about to release the nuclear bombs or not, missiles that is. And it wouldn't work. So when they got the report and it came out on a blank sheet like this, it didn't have nothing on it. That resulted into the captain in the what his name is, man. Gene Hackman was the captain of the ship, and damn, it's gonna come to me. I forgot what they call him in the military, what Denzel Washington was. It's gonna come to me. But at any rate, they got at odds, because one was saying we don't know what this means, and one was saying we don't know what it could mean either. So we just not, we could just go ahead and launch. He said, no, if we launch, then we'll be shooting missiles blinded. All right? You gotta watch the movie, man. Okay? But yeah, that when communication is disabled, you have nothing to go off of. You just left out there with your ass in the air. And that's just what happened to these to the people of Venezuela. Okay? Revelation 6 and verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. Donald Trump, Esau was taking peace from all the earth. Now he got nations in the European Union ready to wage war. Denmark, Germany. I remember after Zelensky and Trump had that shouting match in the Oval Office, you had nations, and there's pictures on the internet that had Zelensky like this, like basically telling them, look, we got your back, man. United States fail you, you can come to us for aid. The 10 horns, prophecy is coming to fulfillment. The 10 horns are about to hate the whore. They're about to hate the whore, man. Salaki. All right? Oh, that's what his name is. The XO. I knew it was going to come to me, call all your how about Shemi Awashai. You had the captain, Gene Hackman, and you had the XO, which was Denzel Washington. And the XO would have to repeat the command from the captain in order to launch. And XO said, I'm not approving that launch because we don't know what this EAM mean, because it's blank. You gotta watch it, man. The movie Crimson Tide. All right, I watch it all the time. All right, because it's coming. It's coming. Then he mentioned you had guys doing training down here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. That's on the movie also. It says, the latter part states, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. You also know what that great sword is. You know, you got the chemtrails, all right? Esau tampering with water, you know. This man has guns that have red or laser beams on them. When pointing at you can cause you to have a heart attack. I got the picture in my phone, in this phone, okay? It says, we were on our guard, but suddenly all our radar systems shut down without any explanation. Khan, the guard said, the next thing we saw were drones A lot of drones flying over our positions. We didn't know how to react. Ooh, It's not written in the Bible. Babylon is a MFer, man. I'm gonna say it like that. America is a MFer. All right. Now you see why this place can go around, all right, bullying nations, because they got the power. The Lord gave the so-called white man the power. When you read it in Genesis 27, he said that the blessing wasn't given to Ishmael. All right? Wasn't given to the Moab, Ammon, Hamites. Esau got it. Now you see why all nations are going to come against this place. Is the picture getting clearer now? Is the vision getting clearer of these prophecies? All right? Real quick, man. Let me end it off right here. Got a precept in Micah. Micah chapter 2 and verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. They've been planning this for years, man. I think brothers have been putting that chart up with the nations on it. They got Venezuela on that list and they got a scratch going through it. Basically achieved. It's been achieved. Iran, you next. And we know what's you go on Iran, all hell breaks loose. All right? It says, and work evil upon their beds when the morning is light. They practice it because it is in their power of their hand. This is a vicious weapon that America has, man. All right? So at the latter part of this picture, all right, it says the U.S. used a powerful mystery weapon that brought Venezuelan soldiers to their knees, bleeding through their nose and vomiting blood, according to a witness account. What you think they're going to use on the people over here in America? When the uproar of the people get to ramping up more, things like this. I remember as a camp, we watched the movie Civil War last year. It's coming. And they're going to use tactics like this. Drones are coming, man. A fucking flat satellite dish that can just fuck up a lot of people, man. You know, they spray them tear gas and everything like this. Nah, that's weak shit. That ain't serving no purpose. That ain't putting pain on you. They're going to use weapons like this, then they're going to haul y'all asses off to concentration camps. Giving all infinite death camps, that is. Giving all infinite honor and glory and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harakapadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And peace and blessing to the Lord's hopefully elect who continue to push this gospel wherever ye have been driven in these latter days. To you, Akim, I say Shalom, Abba Babal, Kwam Yasharala, Shalom.